Alright guys, so I think it's about time I took a shot at one knife that I have for a long time, which is the Peasant Svord, made by Svord. And well, first I really want to thank and apologize to Cannonbow, which is actually one of my subscribers who sent me that knife a very long time ago, and about 2 years. And the problem is that the video I've shot several of these about that knife, and they got lost in my pipeline with the other 34 actually videos I still have, and I've continued shooting videos in the meantime. So obviously I have a lot of videos and I'm pretty late, so I'm doing my best, and I thought I would rather shoot that one again. Now I will move to a location a bit less sunny, but I'm right under power lines, and there's a kind of noise, sizzling noise or something like that, which get me just mad. So I'm gonna move to another location not far from here and show you a bit more about that knife. Okay, so as you can see, here are a Victorinox Atlas and the Peasant Svord from New Zealand, and I've put both near for size comparison. The blade, let me open that, it's a slip joint and it's very secure because basically your hand is the security. It can also be opened single-handedly, like so. And now, just so that you can compare the size, the scales are out of nylon, filled something plastic, elastomer, both knives. So, some close-ups.
He is the proper parish priest of there in Kilfredan. If I just shed a penny for each child they'll refrain, I buy around for Limerick and feed it with a chain. Roll up to Kilfredan in sun, morn and rain, dolls in our trousers and devils in our brains. We all go up to Kilfredan and what's it all to you? Liquefied, glassy eyes alleging in a pew.
Okay, so as you can see, I've said it opens in one hand. It's very secure. It holds well. The scales are pretty flexible but stiff enough to use it very comfortably. They are comfortable. They can slip a bit in the hand, but it's not that terrible. As you can see also, this is not really rust, this is patina, because I've used that a lot. I like to use it for cooking actually, out in the wild, and I've used it for many other chores, and it gets a very nice patina. The blade is a bit wider, thicker than a Susami knife, and the only thing I've done actually on this one was regrind the original grind once I got it blunt from you. So it's not the original grind, which was fairly good, so I just grounded it, And the main reason why Cannonball wanted me to review that was to have a point on a bushcraft knife, if I remember well, a bushcraft knife that could be worn and used in countries where knives with locks and safety and locking blades were not allowed. So, and where this slip joint mechanism is actually considered legal. So I've used it, and let's see some of the extracts from videos I've shot in the past using that knife from other reviews I will not edit, and will put all of them inside that video. So let's take a look at it.
He is the proper parish priest there and kills for that. If I just shed a penny for each half the refrains, I buy around for Limerick and feed it with a chain. Roll up to Kilfillan in some morning rain. Those in our trousers and devils in our brains. We all go up to Kilfillan, and what's it all to you? The liquefied, glassy eyes are lurching in a pew. Come from far and near. Some bring port and whiskey and some bring malt and beer. And old MacFadden's cottage till the dawning of the day, rolling up and staggering in drunken disarray. We all go up to Kilfillan in Sunday morning rain. Those in our trousers and devils in our brains. We all go up to Kilfillan, what's it all to you? Liquefied, glossy eyes and lurching in a pew. There's music at the bar. Just pretty Jane McDonald, she's serving up the jaws. At 7 in the morning, all there is in the lurch. Drum heavy in the wheelbarrow and head towards the church. We all go up to Kilfillan in Sunday morning rain. With balls in our trousers and devils in our brains. We all go up to Kilfillan, and what's it all to you? The liquefied, glossy eyes.
Okay, so as you've seen, I've used that knife for several uses, but mostly used it to prepare my spindle and the hearth board from my wood making, fire making kit. And here I've just found some stuff that the loggers have left in here, and decided to test some very light battening. And light battening will be used mainly by holding securely here, hoping that it does not break, but it didn't in the past, so why would it right now? And this is some oh, actually this is some very nice fat wood in here. Oh, this stuff is just soaked with resin. Okay, just gonna check how well it burns. Yeah, doesn't take much. So, as I'm talking about that, one thing I have to say is that when you get the knife, you have nowhere to strike the thing. But one thing that is great is that you can actually grind a spot in here to have a square edge, so that you can use that as a fire flint striker. I haven't done that yet, but as you can see, it doesn't do anything. But if you grind it in here, it means you can strike your fire steel and still have this squared off edge protected from being uncomfy on your hand. So yeah, thought I told you about that stuff. Now let's see how I can batten it. So as always, I prefer to say it several times, but I'm not an advocate of battening. I do it because if I don't do it, people will ask me to. Most of the time, the way I batten my stuff is like so. If I can't batten it with the hand, so this means light battening, I will not do it in a survival situation unless I don't have any other choices. But as you can see here, I thought I should need that, but really I will be more kind of guy to use a wedge and build a wedge to batten my gear, my knives, if the blade is not squared off and holds, or perhaps in the worst case scenario I will use very light battening, especially on knives like these. Here I have a knot, so I will not force it to there. So yeah, you can really batten little stuff with it. It's not designed to, but it works. Now it can get a very, very interesting and sharp blade, and you will be able to make feather sticks out of the piece of wood. So here it's the best example here, and I'm not sure, I will make a close-up of it. Here it's very old wood, but I just scraped the surface and it's making huge numbers of rolls. It's fairly thin. Oh, and I've broken everything. But thing is, you can really use it as a bushcraft knife, and it will work really well. There are several versions. This is the big one, I think. There are smaller versions, and there are also versions with wood scales. But thing is, you can basically get one of the cheaper versions or versions with plastic handles and build your own wood handles or customize them or anything. One thing I've tried was to use here a bit of paracord and a little fob, and actually it wasn't comfortable at all, because when using it I had something in the palm of my hand. Now for my kind of hands it's comfortable, and it's even more comfortable than most Swiss Army knives. It fills my hands well enough so that I can do chores for some times, and other than that, yeah, it's a very nice and interesting blade. I really love it. I wanted to review it before, but did not. So it's a very interesting blade, very secure as long as you have your hand really well put in here. It's a bit slippery, so for people that are afraid of knives without a guard, be careful. I'm not afraid of that, but just saying. And other than that, yeah, I love the size. It's a decent size, and it's perfect for bushcraft uses. You have kind of a traditional locking and looking mechanism, and yeah, it's fairly well executed. I will probably try to make my own scales in the future, but for now I keep those because I use it with wet hands and most of the time. And yeah, other than that, I've been using it for hours, and I will not make here a full trap. Okay guys, so my take on this very nice little knife is that the price tag was back then around 16 euros or 17 euros, but under $20 most of the time. So it's a nice, pretty cheap, well-built little knife. And if you are going in a country, doing bushcraft in a country where you are not 100% sure that a knife with a locking mechanism, even a simple knife like this, will be allowed, having this alternative, the Peasant by Svord, is very is a very good alternative. You can really get things done with that knife. The only things I would suggest for people a bit worried would be to customize with a hot nail, making dots to have more grip, or adding some grip tape if you are afraid of the fact that this knife could be slippy with wet hands. And other than that, I will hearing noises. Other than that, in the future, I actually will make a scraper for my fire seal out of this pot here, and I'll to scrape my fire steels with that. So, excuse me, I'm always listening to what's happening around. Always in hope of seeing some red deers around here. Could be, don't know. So guys, this little knife, the Peasant Svord, is an excellent little knife. You can do a lot of bushcrafting chores with it. You will probably be able to travel, not with you in the plane, but to go to most countries where knives with fixed blade or locking blades are not allowed. Check the laws before. I'm not 100% sure of every law that exists, but here this knife is not aggressive looking, it's non-locking, but still safe to use. See, the only thing is that if you hit that way, it will hurt the palm of your hand. So oh yeah, if you're wondering why I don't have my ring in here, is because I have a very bad, I don't know how you call that, burn, electric burn, because I touched the car battery, and it actually made a kind of induction oven around my hand, and my ring did burn me on this spot. So I'm waiting until this bubble pierces, or I don't know. So if I'm holding the knife a bit differently, it's because it still hurts a bit around here. So other than that, very nice knife, cheap, really functional. Perhaps people will find this part not super 100% comfy, but as long as you don't hit the blade like so, it will not get inside of your hand. So don't do that with this knife, just to be sure. So I want to thank you, Cannonball, once again. I'm sorry for the very late review, but as you have seen from the patina on the blade, I'm using this knife a lot, very often. It's just I don't always record, sorry, all things I do. And yeah, you will be able to batten, to do thin work, whittling, preparing food, because it's fairly slim when it comes to the blade, making feather sticks, these were not perfect because done rapidly, but I've done perfect feather sticks that you can light with fire steel without any problem, paper thin, 10 curls and more. So awesome little knife, very nice to use, very nice to have in the woods, and exists in wood version, various colors as well. So it's and it's very lightweight. So for people looking for a lightweight alternative backup knife, folding knife, it's an alternative you can consider. And also, when it's closed, last thing I will say, it's well locked in place, and you can adjust the tightening screws here. So easy to take care of that knife. All in all, it's a very nice little slip joint knife. So guys, thanks a lot for watching. I will put specs somewhere at the end of that video, and also a link to the website of the maker Svord. And other than that, I thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure. So guys, thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and thank you Cannonball for the knife. And yeah, all the best. I hope the lines were not a problem on the microphone, so I'll check that. I really hope so. So guys, thanks for watching, and see you soon. Cheers.